in 2005, I was hit in a football game playing in Atlanta, and when I got hit, the next thing I remember was waking up in a hospital. And probably 30 to 40 minutes of time had gone by that I was not conscious. And that headshot resulted in 3 vertebrae being fused and a subsequent pretty severe concussion. But then layer on top of that 8 confirmed concussions, 3 of them from just being a silly, stupid little boy, doing things that I probably shouldn't have been doing. And then on top of that, the other 5 were from being an athlete. Grew up playing soccer, but then ended up playing football in college, and then playing football professionally after college, and quite a few of those concussions and just multiple repetitive headshots. Even at my position as a place kicker, I'm sure did its damage. I've had a diagnosis of ADHD since I was about 8, and so that was another whammy against me. I was already dealing with this neurological issue coming into the multiple concussions. And from what I understand from professionals, that's not a good recipe. I noticed that short-term memory got to be really, really poor, where I would do something and then 5 minutes later wouldn't even remember that I had done it. About a year ago, I went and had a MRI done on my brain, and come to find out, it was confirmed that I did have a mild TBI, a traumatic brain injury. That was really scary to see proof that something in fact was wrong. One of the things that really hit home for me was when my daughter said to my wife, and I heard her say it, "Well, I didn't tell Daddy because he wouldn't remember or he wouldn't understand." And that was a knife to the heart. And I realized that I've got to do something about this. I went through quite a good bit of therapy, but nothing really changed. And then one day I was in my office and we were speaking to one of our consultants, and he was telling me about Apex and some of the brain training that he had just recently done. And he said, you know, they do some work with people that have had previous concussions or traumatic brain injuries. And so he gave me the information, and I came and sat down with Dr. Trayford, and I went over the entire story, and we both concluded that I was a prime candidate for going through the program at Apex. And I did some initial baseline testing the first couple days that I was here, and then did a total of 5 sessions, I believe, about 4 or 5 hours a day for 5 days. And then about a month and a half later, I came back and retested what I did on our baseline testing day, and I was blown away by the results. I think everyone was blown away by what they saw. So it wasn't just me telling them that I felt different, but being able to see the hard proof on paper was really validating to me and to them that we need to do more. For about 2 straight years previous to this, about 5 mornings a week, I would wake up with a severe headache. And the only way to get rid of the headache would be to go to sleep that night and just to wake up and start a new day. One of the first things I noticed after about the 2nd week mark, something somewhat magical happened for me. After doing the training, I didn't have any headaches. A couple days had gone by, hadn't had any headaches. And now I'm 2.5 months after the training, and I still have not had a headache since then. Since I've done the brain training, I wake up in the morning and I feel fresh, I feel smart. I haven't had any episodes where I forgot things. So no headaches, clear of the fogginess, and not really having issues with remembering or staying focused or even really staying on task. For me, that was a big deal. Just the day-to-day functionality and being able to feel like you're supposed to feel or that you used to feel can give hope. And that's what I would say to anybody in my situation that hasn't done this, is that this can give you hope that you can feel normal again. Everything has just kind of been rebirthed for me, and I feel like a different person.